Well, I'm a professor of global environmental health at the School of Public Health, and I do research mainly on problems, or entirely on problems in developing countries, the impacts of air pollution, climate change, and other big environmental risks. We are not doing basic science. We're not discovering, planets around other stars or the intricacies of the atom, but we are trying to improve the world, and that means getting our stuff into policy. So we're doing our science in order to make changes in policy. So you have to think about how that's going to happen. Both India and China suffer from having two kinds of air pollution at once, or two general categories. They still have a lot of traditional pollution from use of solid fuels in households, but they also have a lot of modern sources as well. And the Chinese, just in about 5 years ago, completely changed their point of view on the whole thing and have developed a whole set of procedures with international help to actually deal with this problem, set out a set of goals, in different sectors, change the way their energy is done, change the way air pollution is managed, so it includes the entire air basin, not just trying to control things in individual cities. So it was a major shift that occurred about 5 years ago. Well, my students sometimes come to me and say they've worked for 3 years on some project, and they've finally published a paper, and 10 people read the paper, and what's the point? Because it is sometimes fairly esoteric, it seems. But I point out that policy, which is what we're eventually trying to make a difference in, is very lumpy. Nothing happens for years, nobody pays attention, and then suddenly there's a change in the government, or there's a major disaster somewhere, like in the case of China. It was this very large air pollution episode, and I guess it was January 2013, and they suddenly wanted to do something. But of course, policymakers are not ready to wait 5 or 10 years for the results of research, so you have to have that research in place already, in the literature already ready for that policy. So even if you're not a research scientist and are putting those results in the literature every year so that they're ready for the next policy opening, but you're an advocate, an environmental health person who's doing advocacy, you still need to be on top of that work, because they're going to want to know the answer by tomorrow afternoon, and you don't have time to go out and do it at that point when the policy is ready.